for joining us for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Everything in Between, Countertop Talk. Why your face like that?
Go ahead. Finish the introduction.
Okay. This is episode 19. I'm Chef Shan.
I'm Mr. Official. And this is episode what?
19.
19.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's get it. So, interesting week. I always start off with how was your week?
It was good. It's been good.
You always say good though every week. Is it really good?
Yeah, another week is a blessing. I look at every day as a blessing, even though you may have, stuff going on, drama or whatever. I still look at it as a good week. Mm-hmm. Any time above ground is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean nothing major happened. I know we had talked about us receiving good news and everything. Both of us actually,
mm-hmm.
In different ventures.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a good week. Yeah. Only thing I would say this week we haven't hung out or anything. Normally we'll hang out.
We haven't done anything.
Go out. It's kind of been like we haven't done that this week.
Yeah, I want to hang out maybe Sunday. I want to go to that breakfast restaurant we went to in Houston, Sunrise. So it was a good week for me too. I got reached out for an opportunity that I was not expecting, but it's amazing how like God worked because sometimes you just want to shake things up with what you're doing. You want to shake things up when you feel yourself getting stale. And it seems like sometimes if you're not doing it, God like will push you in a direction. So my eyes are open, more to come with that. But yeah, I agree with your perspective. Any week above ground is a good week.
Absolutely.
So what we got on the docket for today?
Well, I got a few items that I wanted us to talk about.
First, we got to go over the first thought. Yeah. So you and I have been going back and forth for years about, I always speak about how women are a main component of crime. Unintentionally. I'm not saying women create crime, but
yeah, you do.
We always talk about a lot of the things that we see is generated from women, from guys when they first jump off the porch. Their motivation is to get that. During the 90s, that 1997 Q45, you want to impress the women. You ain't doing it for your homeboys. Mm-hmm. Your homeboys with you when you walk, and your homeboys with you when you ride your bike. But they're doing that for that notoriety because they want to be seen and noticed and appear as the head honcho by women. You were listening to a podcast today, and the guy said that. Mm-hmm. And I want to know what's your thoughts on that. Now, hearing it from another man.
When we used to have our conversations back in the day, used to be like, okay, well, you said that part, but you also would say like the crime rate, the murder rate is because of females too. And,
somewhere along there, it starts with that. And again, I'm not saying that women are the catalyst for crime, mm-hmm. but a lot of men's actions, they are doing those things for the eyes of a woman. They're not doing it for a man.
Yeah. Well, back then I didn't agree with you, but now I do see that, like how men move. I can see it's a woman that's behind it all. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why I can change my thought process on that is because I never had, my father passed away when I was mm-hmm. 2. My older brother is 17 years older than me. So growing up, I'm just really surrounded by women. Being married to you, I have really been able to get a man's perspective about a lot of things. Because I know something that we used to always go back and forth when you used to tell me, Shannon, that person like you, Shannon, you got to be aware. And I'm like, no, he's just, my coworker or, he's just a nice guy. That was mm-hmm. one of my phrases. He's just a nice guy.
Guy rubbing your belly when you pregnant. You come home and tell me, I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, you was definitely living in like
I love my land, but I'm just
land.
Yeah, but being married to you, I do see things through the lens of a man now, and it's just like I don't want no parts. You ask me, oh, do you need help with your groceries? No, I'm good.
Because you know he's really offering.
Yes. So it's like now it's just like back away, stay back. I'm good. No, I don't need help with my groceries. I'm having a good day. I'm keeping it moving.
Right.
But before I didn't see those things. I used to think that you're being extra. Like, man, calm down. You're being extra. But no, you're right. Everything. Anytime a man is interacting with a woman, friendly,
it's a play.
It's an agenda. So I see that now. So I definitely stand corrected. Yeah.
Thank you. When I walked by and I heard you listen to that podcast and that part, I said, wow. Okay. So glad to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I see it now. Okay. So I have a few things to get into. So we normally get into what's happening in the news, pop culture, marriage life, things of that nature. However, I ran across this story talking about Bill Gates and what he's doing in Kenya, right? So Bill Gates has been under fire for a minute now, with what he's trying to do in Africa. He's trying to do some things in India. But this right here was very alarming. So right now, his foundation is doing a IUD program, which is birth control, where the IUD is going to last for 8 years. He's trying to position this initiative as healthcare for females in Kenya. They're lacking education in healthcare. They're lacking healthcare in general. So this initiative is supposed to help the people in Kenya. So people are up in arms, rightfully so, because they're basically looking at this as a way to stop the population of Black people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Off the rip when you said that, I'm like, that's just slow it down.
Right. So he went hard with this. Then on top of that, the Kenya government gave him diplomatic immunity. So if anybody wanted to sue him or, anything that occurs, he would be exempt from that. So that really caused a lot of eyes to be on it. And not the federal government, but some type of government in Kenya. Let me see if I could find the name. But the actual government of Kenya stepped in and said, hold up, wait a minute. We got to look into this a little further. We're going to pin this diplomatic immunity. We're going to put it, until we look into this further. So after they said that, Bill Gates Foundation said, okay, we're gonna just step back then. We're just gonna observe what's happening from afar. We're just gonna really just look and see what's happening, but we're not gonna be fully involved with the day-to-day process of the IUD. So I just wanted to share that with our base because it's very sinister. It's like, you hear these stories from back in the day. A woman may go into the hospital for something else, that's causing their illness, and then they leave with a hysterectomy that they never even asked for, and then they're not able to bear kids. So you hear about these horror stories of being back in the day, something that used to happen a long, long time ago. No. Things like this is still happening today in 2025. So it's crazy.
Yeah. And as soon as you said that, I'm like, okay, the whole goal it was reports. I remember in the early 2012, 13, that we were expected to be the majority by 2030. So as a result, we've always seen high incarceration rates in the Black community. Now we see them for years commercializing and glorifying gay men, okay, putting a bag behind gay men. And ultimately, the whole goal going to this IUD situation in Kenya is that the less we are reproducing,
Right.
it slows down us reaching a goal. Not reaching a goal because it's not like we're attempting to do it on purpose, but obviously anything you mix black with is black. So if they can slow down us being the majority, that is the goal. Because all of a sudden we want to help people in Kenya now. It's a play. Like
exactly, it's a major play.
When have they ever wanted to help us proactively?
Right.
Never. I mean,
so they're saying like right now, the American family is they had 1.5 kids. I don't know where the 0.5 come from, but the average is 1.5 kids.
1.5.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the stats. In Kenya is 4 kids per household. So they're trying to slow that process down. This is very alarming.
But he withdrew this alleged health care when the immunity
was... he didn't withdraw it. He said that he is going to just step back and observe from afar. Whereas though before he was all involved, like basically running Kenya.
Yeah, that's the proof.
So they were saying that he's basically paying these Kenyan officials off because he has a lot of clout there. Also, he's doing something else in Kenya, where though he's doing a biometrics, like how we have like our Social Security card. They have like some type of biometrics that they're doing from birth in Kenya, and he's saying that is to unlock healthcare, unlock government assistance to help people that's in need. Sure. It'd be easy to track and easy to support. So he's doing all of these things. Also, he's been in the news with, having, lab food. So Bill Gates is doing some sinister things right now. Well, I'm not even going to say right now. This has all been in the works, but just keep your eye out.
Absolutely. Yeah. The food you eat, everything, but anytime it's a sudden urgency to assist us, like my antennas go up immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that story, see what happens, see if they will reinstate his immunity or not, or right now it's in pending status.
Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity. You can do whatever you want. You can kill.
Crazy.
Experiment. That's basically what he's doing. He's probably doing experiment.
It's definitely experiment.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Definitely. And he don't want to be held accountable. But yeah, so I'm glad they caught him on that part. So we'll see what happens. So we have some good topics today. Okay. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get through all of them, but we will try.
Next week.
Yeah. So just to summarize what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe and his settlement. He has another settlement that he just, settled on. Also, we're going to talk about, hopefully our power hopefully our power will go out.
It's a storm right now.
Okay, so the next thing is, do men marry for love? Okay. Do men marry for love, or Okay. Next, men living double lives. Are men?
It's no way we getting through.
All of them. You don't think we're gonna get through? Okay, so we'll tackle.
No way.
Let's go with Shannon Sharpe, because this is going to be very good to talk about the Shannon Sharpe situation, because. Okay. Do you know the situation with the lady with Usher at the concert eating the cherries? They call her Auntie Cherry and all of that.
She's an executive at a company.
Yeah.
And him and Ocho were talking about she's going to lose her husband.
Yeah.
Lose her job, and she doesn't have a husband.
Right. So she sued him, Ocho, and their production company for defamation because she's not married. She's not married. She's actually a single woman. And their show has caused a lot of headache you know,
in her personal life
as well as her business life.
Right.
So when this lawsuit came about, you said, ain't no way she getting anything.
I did.
And what did I say?
You said she gonna get it. She gonna get it. But I mean, like right now, like Onk ain't winning right now. Like he is I don't know. He was batting 1,000 at one point after the Cat Williams interview.
Yeah.
Leaving First Take. But man, I mean.
But this is the reason why I said that she was going to win, or he was going to settle, I should say. This lawsuit came about 4 days after the Gabby lawsuit. You see what I'm saying? So it was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it came right after that. So I knew he was going to settle just to get rid of it, just to get it off the books. And plus, you know, you are an insurance guy. Sometimes it's just easy because I'm quite sure his company paid for this. I mean, Ocho company, right? Yeah. So it's probably was just easy.
Liability. Yeah. I mean, it's at their level. It's always easier to pay to make it go away. But man, like somebody need to lock Onk in a cage right now because, like, man, he look at somebody wrong, he getting sued. But I really thought this was a stretch. I really thought it was a stretch because it was public. She was at a concert, but I guess by him going into how it was going to impact her is where, you know, really in insurance, that is considered slander because she's not married in the say. So I wasn't even thinking about it like that. But yeah, like Onk need to, he needs some boundaries up, needs some limitations around him because he's striking out right now.
Yeah, he is. He really is. And he stated that he did not pay out $20 million. And her response was that she is happy with the settlement.
It don't matter. You pay. I mean, you settle. Like, I mean,
yeah. So it was for an undisclosed amount. So I know she is good. You know,
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'm striking out right now. It's time for him to just lay low, do his podcast, and keep it safe.
Do you still watch his podcast? I heard the ratings were down.
To be honest, I watched recently about Shadur. He lost me with the first lawsuit. The first one, I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm guarded, and I'm not at his level. I just feel like he should be moving much more exclusively. And I just think the way he is moving, and we calling this man Onk. No, you moving like a nephew right now. You know, like he is like,
baby boy.
Come on, man. She was what, 19-year-old Karen?
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, man. Like, come
baby,
on, man. Like that's
baby
never
girl can't even go to happy hour.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, but
yeah, so that is a perfect segue into our next topic. Do men marry for love? You know, Onk is out here just trying to sow his wild oats. He's just trying to knock something down. And
He knocking them down at a cost, though.
Yeah, he is. But it doesn't seem that older men marry for love, in my opinion. I would say younger guys, if they get married younger, you know, they love their lady. But I think an older guy, in my opinion, they're not marrying for love at an older age. It's more calculated with them, you know?
So let's dig into this. One, Onk ain't trying to get married, right? I don't think that's the objective. Do men marry for love? Going to your initial question.
Do men marry for love?
I would say companionship.
You getting dicey with
it. Because I mean,
so no. Your response is no. Men don't marry.
Yeah, but I think they're right there, but one is a little higher.
So you didn't marry me for
Of course, babe. Of course.
Yeah. That's why I say younger. That's why I was saying younger men. Like I could see a younger man marrying for love.
So when you say an older man, are you talking about an older man that has never been married, or an older man that is looking to be married? Because I think an older man that has been married, I don't think they're looking for love in the sense of marrying someone again. Older guys.
I think most of the time, older guys probably don't even want to get remarried.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But for somebody that has never been married, I'm thinking that they're looking at other things. For an example, it has to be more than love. Okay. Men are you got to appeal to their eye. That's just how men are. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you have to be pretty. Okay. To their standard.
Absolutely.
You have to, have good character. They may want somebody, okay, this would be a perfect person.
You're 2 for 2, babe. Keep going.
A perfect person, to raise my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have kids from a previous relationship. She'd be perfect for my kids. She'll be perfect for doing this. This is my opinion. Men look at women a lot of times what they can do. What are they good at? What can they do? As far as marrying them. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like a guy will always have a good time with a woman, but that doesn't mean he's going to marry you. And every time a guy marries a woman, it's not always about love. It got to be something else other than love for them to go down that aisle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess I'm getting tripped up between younger and older because
well, that's just my thoughts. We could just put it in the men category because I do feel like women are different. Women will marry somebody
for the pockets.
No, for love. We will marry somebody for love. Like they don't even have to have money.
But what's the prerequisite? It's like college classes. Before you take English 101, you got to take the prerequisite. What's the prerequisite of the love?
I don't think it's money, honestly. Okay. It was an article about the actress Journey or something Smollett. Her brother was the one that did the stuff in Chicago.
Yeah.
So she just went through a divorce and she had to pay her husband alimony, like $1 million. Now he's asking for money from her retirement fund, yada, yada, yada. So obviously she married for love. She didn't, she didn't marry.
You don't hear that a lot though.
I think most women, the majority of women are going to marry a man because she loved them. Most will. Now you will have a few women that's going to marry a man, they don't love him, but he may be well-to-do,
I agree. But when I'm asking, what is the prerequisite of that love? So
give me an example.
So you love me, right? And let's just say I'm a manager at GameStop and I'm in the comics and Superman and all that.
Yes.
You love me, but when you find that out, you're still, a woman is still okay with that?
I'm not saying, I'm saying I would be okay with that. When we got together, we were young.
We were young,
but you wasn't into comics, but you was into the video game.
I was in the video games.
You was in the video games and I was right there with you.
I was in the video games. I was in the basketball. I was in the get in the bag. And I think, so this is my thing. I feel like there are a lot of men, the perception of how they earn is important for women. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I would say older, but I'm just saying older. But if a woman is at her age, say our age group, just say our age group in their 40s or whatever, if she's established, she would mess with someone that may not have the same income.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Women do that.
They do that a lot. I agree with that.
Yeah, they do that a lot of time because they love that man. They're in love with him. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, may see the potential. I have family members that seen the potential in a man and invested in their business and stuff like that. Women do that.
And I think with men is more so, like you said, is our eyes.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at okay, again, talking at our age, 40s, right? She has the potential to be this with maybe my grooming. right? I think
So at the big age, say a woman is 40, a man is 45. You think a man is still looking at a 40-year-old woman as to groom her?
no, not a 40-year-old. I'm saying if they are, like you said, guys are looking with their eyes. A lot of guys, older guys, are now messing with younger women. I'm talking about 20s.
Oh, okay.
So I think in that perspective, I think a man in his 40s looking at a woman, 40 is not really, 45 and 40, that's not really a big age gap. But I think guys have gotten out of marriage in their 40s. At that point, if they are remarrying, it's really love. And then you see people that are older than us that end up getting married that are circling the block to maybe somebody they feel like they got away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They've actually, maybe they married somebody for the wrong reason. They've been through some things and they look back in hindsight and like, you know what? I had all of these things in this person. But then sometimes that person you knew 20 years ago is not the same person in their 40s too.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the same person. Y'all look the same or favor, but you're not the same person either. So I think that's where it get tricky. For me, and it's funny that you brought this topic up. We were married at 25.
You was 25. I was 20.
Right.
I was 23, about to be 24.
Right. So I always wanted to be married. And I always wanted to be married because my mother and father relationship was toxic before toxic was a thing. Like it was drama. And I hated it, right? But somewhere in my mind, I always thought that I can get them back together. So I said, when I do get married, I used to pray because I always wanted a family. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted as a kid. And it's crazy how things from my childhood come into our adulthood. Because there was no family between them, it was transactional. I think it was one time that I seen them really communicate in a cordial manner. That was my 5th grade graduation. I'll never forget it because I've never seen them like that. So in my mind, I wanted a wife, I wanted kids, and I wanted a single household. I watched things like the Huxtables, you know, so I aspired for that, and I knew that was what I wanted. So even 25, I feel like is young to be married, but I got a lot of things out my system before we got together. But for me, I wanted to marry, I guess you could say for love, but I wanted a big family. I wanted you, and I wanted a lot of kids.
You are a unicorn.
You think so?
I know so. You are, man, God say, it's like I'm giving you flowers every episode because, like, for real, like, you don't hear most men say that they always wanted to be married. You know, a lot of times men get married. Oh, we're at the 10-year mark. I might as well, you know, lock it down or whatever. But I look at that when guys have that mentality, you know, they're marrying you because nothing else came along. You see what I'm saying? Nothing else better came along. So let me just go ahead and marry y'all. You know, this is the right thing to do. You know, I don't feel like it's like really love. That's why I was saying, like, when a man is marrying you at a young age, it's love. You know, have you ever heard the saying when they say, when you're young, you're a Democrat, but when you get older, you're going to be a Republican?
I never heard of that.
Okay. So the saying for that is because when you're young, you're going to have a liberal mindset. You want to save the world. You want to be a socialist. You want to be this. But when you get older, you're making more money.
Right.
You want to hold your money. Man. You want to pay less taxes.
Absolutely.
You know, so you shift.
Preach.
You know, you shift. So when you get older, it's normal to shift. Whereas though, as an older man, yeah, you want somebody that looks good. You always want to, as a man, want somebody attractive. But also, besides being attractive, what else? You know?
Trust. For me, I wanted somebody, I got tired. I wanted somebody that I could trust. Right? And regardless of what I was doing, that was you. You know, like, it's crazy because of the things you look at. I had a cousin that had a girl that was like cool with him playing the game. And remember, we're from a generation where y'all really wasn't paying us attention in high school.
True.
Girls were looking at the older guys, right?
Guys, yeah.
So I had a cousin that had a girl that watched us play the game all day. So I was like, man, I just want a woman that's cool with that. Like cool with me playing live all day. Like, because it was kind of, frowned upon from women. Like, like you messing with a chick. And I remember like sometimes I put my PlayStation up. Like when she come over to the crib. Did I do that with you?
No, but you used to do that when my sisters came over.
Yeah, I put the controls, I put all that up. Because
so I'd be on the phone, I'd be like, say it to my sister on the white play the game.
Yeah.
Like, why you say that?
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. But in my mind, it's like, man, I wanted somebody I can trip with. I wanted somebody I could trust. And definitely somebody that was easy on my eyes. And you check all of those. So I was thinking, all right, I might get 2 out of 3. Mm-hmm. I might get 3 out of 4, depending on what I wanted. But I actually got everything with you. So, and again, it goes back. The reason I wanted to be married is because like my family was big on like just being family oriented. Mm-hmm. My mother, the Palmer side, the Palmaroso side. So it was like, I wanted my own and I wanted to do it my way. I was like, all right, I could take this part that my mother's side did, what the Palmers did. I had my own family. We had 5 to 8 kids and we can do our thing. You shut that down. Mm-hmm. But that was the catalyst of me wanting a family. I wanted a legacy. I wanted a lot of kids. So yeah, thank God you checked all the boxes, man. Like every single box. You even used to play the PlayStation with me.
I did. I love basketball. So
man.
Yeah, so that was like
when I realized that, it was like game over. I think we was watching the draft with Melo and LeBron, and you was like into it. You was like, what we eating for the draft? And I was like, man, this can't be life. This can't be life. This can't be.
Yeah, I love basketball. So that was easy. You love basketball. And I always find it so crazy how you're so into basketball, because I always say you should be into football, but you're not into football like that.
You can't, well, no. I always was in football. Mm-hmm. I played football. Football lost me with the whole Kaepernick stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's when I kind of lost the sting. But yeah, basketball was my favorite sport. That was my favorite sport. And that was yours.
Yeah, I love basketball. Still to this day, I wish I could still.
You think you could still hoop?
I cannot.
People wouldn't look at you.
I cannot.
People wouldn't look at you and think that you like basketball or that you could play basketball.
I used to hoop, bro. I used to bust our boys down in the backyard. I used to bust them down.
Straight shooter.
It took them so long to be able to actually beat me.
Our oldest was 6th grade. And that's because he was bigger. Because DJ was like...
Was it 6th grade or 7th? I think it was like the 7th grade. Because he was tall.
No, it was 6th grade. It was... I'm going off of the house we was living in. It was 6th grade because the backyard wasn't as developed.
No, it was the 7th grade because when we moved there...
It was 6th grade.
Yes, but he didn't beat me right away. Remember?
He didn't, but I remember vividly because he didn't make the team that year because of his grades. And
right.
Yeah, and that was the year that he beat you. That was 6th grade.
Thought it was 7th grade.
Trey didn't beat you, I don't think, until 7th grade going into 8th grade. He was like a rising 8th grader. So I still got the videos. You should put that on the channel one day.
Not at all, but yeah, we used to have a lot of fun hooping and everything like that. Yeah.
So
I miss those days.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 2-on-2. I had the short one, you had the tall one. And it worked out.
It did.
It really worked out. I remember when we had those neighbors that used to, when we was living in Towson, in our neighbor's yard, their house was kind of facing our backyard.
Yeah,
not facing it, but on
up
the
a little high where they can hang on their fence and just look down.
And I used to hate when they used to watch us play. I feel like, look, we out here with family time, 2-on-2, and it was given like overseer. You know what I mean? Like watch, and then don't let me push my son to be better and train him.
He used to be so funny. He used to be like,
don't worry about it.
He said, you're doing a great job.
And I'm like, no, he ain't. Like, yo, stay on your side of the fence. Like, this is my son. This our training session. But I used to hate that. So when we moved from that house and took our court to South Beach.
He was like, we're going to have some trees. We're going to have privacy.
Yeah. I said, we're going to have all of that. And we had it. And we had it.
And we did. And we did.
But that was the good times. And that is one of the quintessential reasons of why I wanted to be married. It was like things like that. Mm-hmm. You know, battles. I mean, man, we had so many battles in the backyard. Then you would cook, or then I would get on a grill. That's why, you know, but I don't know if my mother and my father's situation wasn't the way it was that I would have felt like that. But I know I felt like that because it was, I just couldn't believe they ever had sex. I've just never seen.
Like never like love.
Never. So.
Well, I'm very thankful that you felt that way because, you know, I was opposite. You know, my father passed away when I was 2. So my mother had a boyfriend. He was already in the picture, like as far as I could remember it, until I was maybe in the 2nd grade. And after he like left, my mother never had a man around. So it was just like us. And I just know my mom was just like sad all the time, you know, like sad over my father.
Because your father passed?
Yeah, he died in they was in a bad accident. She was in a coma for a year. After she get out the coma, she finds out that the love of her life has died. She tried to move on, messing with somebody else. That didn't work out. And it was like she was just single. It was just us. But she finally did remarry when I was like 19. And it's so funny because when my mother passed away, she had my father all up and down that obituary per her wish. You know, my mother passed away from pancreatic cancer. So she wrote out how she wanted her will to be read. And her second husband was just like at the bottom somewhere. Man,
he was capped before it was capped, man. Like,
yes, but she
telling my sons to call him granddad. I'm like, man, don't have him call that dude no granddad, man.
She said that?
No, but at one point y'all was
Pop.
Y'all was like, I'm like, nah, don't tell them call him Pop.
It was my other sister doing that. You know, she probably had to play and action. But like, I ain't never told my kids that. Yeah, my mother really didn't. I don't know. I don't even think she married him because she loved him. I think that she was just getting older and she married him for the money. Like how you say.
But you know, but look, but to the point, I kind of feel like when you get married, I feel like you're meant. This is my opinion. I feel like you're meant. There's one person meant for everybody.
I feel like that too.
Now, if you marry that person, now we don't always marry those people that are meant for us, but God forbid, you know, something happens to something like in your mom's, she definitely didn't love Raheem. Oh, well, I said his name. She didn't love Raheem the way she loved your father. Mm-hmm. It was just so obvious, but he was her husband. Mm-hmm. She was respectful to the marriage, you know. So your father was her person.
He was
her person, and like it's so hard to find your person. I just don't know what it is too in a lifetime for somebody.
Oh my God, we think the same way. I feel the same way. Like I don't understand how people be married 3 times or all of that. It can't be love. You can't deeply love somebody like that multiple times. Like I know I can't. Like if I was to remarry, that person wouldn't know nothing about me personally. Like you know everything.
Yes, they would.
You
ain't gonna just marry no anybody.
Hold on.
You ain't marrying nobody anyway, but I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not marrying nobody anyway, but I'm just saying like how you know me in and out. You know my deepest.
Oh, you want to leave some details out of your past?
does.
Yeah,
You always had that elder in your family that always tell you, don't tell that man everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't do this, don't do that. And second go round, I would definitely be listening. I wouldn't be telling nobody everything. You know me in and out. We grew
Yeah, we
grew
kind of grew up
together.
together.
Yeah. You know everything. How can I love somebody like that? Be vulnerable like that again? You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So
what?
I'm just thinking of you saying they wouldn't know nothing about you. Like it would be a surface relationship, basically.
Exactly.
I can see that.
You know how I am.
Yeah. You already introverted, but
yeah, I'm not like what? Wouldn't know nothing. Wouldn't even know how many sisters I really had.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So to sum it up, so did I get your answer? Do you think men marry for love or they marry for other reasons?
They marry for love, but we got a few prerequisites that got to be checked off, a few classes, starting with the eyes. But I think it's also at different points of your life. So we kind of went back and forth from young to older. Younger, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said. When you're younger, you're a Democrat. When you're older, you're a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Older, no.
Okay.
No. It's more so
like my mother.
Yeah.
She definitely did not.
At this point in my life, how can this person supplement me?
Mm-hmm.
So younger, yes. Older, no. You agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we want to say the other topics for next week. That's going to be real juicy. Men living double lives, open marriages, or women down, or the women of 2025 down with sharing their man. So we want to talk about that
that's
next week.
That's going to be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be good.
Can't wait to hear your take on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you got for us for our, what is it,
man.
official?
Our official moment.
Okay.
Tap into God, man. As men, I feel like any man who's grew up in an urban area, you got two sides, especially at this age. You got who you are now, and then you have what you come from. And I think we mask that very well. But it doesn't make you less of a man or less tough, man, to profess your faith in God. Because if we've made it to the big age of like 46, man, God was all in that, because we didn't all seen a lot of things, especially any man that's grew up in an urban area. So I just want to say, as a man, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my beautiful wife. I'm thankful for my family, my children. Still expecting more from them, but I'm still thankful. And I'm just thankful for God for having his hand on me, because sometimes we put so much praise on ourselves of what we think that we are doing because of our flesh, but it's really somebody upstairs is guiding us, which is God. So don't make you less of a man to believe in God and speak that name. So keep believing in God. And I'm going to end it with keep dreaming, because when you stop dreaming, you stop growing. That's it.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, go back and look at some of our other episodes as well. So we'll see you next week. Stay safe and stay blessed.
Thanks for tuning in.